Have you ever noticed that when your memory starts to fade along with missing childhood photos, you'll do some very odd photo ops to keep those memories alive? Well, that's what Lincoln and Clyde found out in the episode I'm going to talk about today. So join me as I, SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, bring you another retro review from past seasons of The Loud House. Cue the intro! Today's episode is The Whole Picture. In this episode, Lincoln accidentally deletes all his childhood photos off the computer, so he and Clyde attempt to recreate them so he doesn't lose any of his memories. I'm just going to be straight with you all and say this is one of the most forgettable episodes of Season 2. It had a nice idea in theory, which would be getting a few glimpses into Lincoln's childhood, which we see in the beginning and at the end. But it's how the episode makes use of this idea I find very stale and boring. They missed a big opportunity to really expand upon those photos and flashbacks to see how Lincoln and his sisters used to act in their younger days, but it's disappointing seeing how we get something not even close to that. The biggest detriment to the episode is the fact the story is laid out as one long, repetitive, and rather unfunny gag. Lincoln sets up a scene from a certain childhood picture. Clyde, and in one case Rusty, try to impersonate the sister or sisters who were in the same picture, and something wacky happens just before the camera flashes. Each picture turns out either sloppy or cringy, but Lincoln is still satisfied regardless. Also, I think Clyde was having a bit too much fun when he was trying to impersonate Lori, but maybe I'm just reading too much into that. Thankfully, some of the other pictures they take later during a short montage don't end in complete disaster, but much like Clyde's many wardrobe changes, the final product still looked very unsettling and, like I said, very cringy. It also didn't help when you see Lincoln nervously smiling in the pictures during the same montage. Unfortunately, he forgot to reload the film, so he and Clyde posed in front of the camera for nothing. It also meant Clyde had to unnecessarily go through multiple costume changes and bodily injuries when Lincoln kept trying to remember what kind of birthday party he had when he was 7 years old. Now we come to the Loud sisters, who found out what he and Clyde had been up to the whole time, and they help Lincoln not only remember what he did during his 7th birthday party, but they also reminisce about some other rather embarrassing moments from his childhood. I know some fans like to give the girls flack for only bringing up humiliating memories of their brother instead of nice ones, but you have to remember Lincoln wasn't exactly going red in the face when being reminded of those memories. He felt very comfortable looking back and laughing at those memories, which is something we all do as we get older. So I would say he handled himself with a certain level of maturity during that scene. I'm pretty sure his sisters were laughing with him, not at him. Otherwise, I think Lincoln would have looked very irritated during that entire scene. Still, I do give some criticism to the girls for outright shooting down Lincoln's idea to recreate family photos and only agreeing to help once they found out what his intentions were. I mean, I could understand if they had already committed to going to the mall first before Lincoln came to see them, but it just seemed a little unfair to give him an immediate hard pass without asking why he wanted to do those photo recreations in the first place. Overall, even if I don't care to remember this episode because of how boring and repetitive the plot is and how the photos Clink and McCloud take turn out sloppy and cringy, I still sort of like the takeaway message. It would be how memories can never truly go away just because you don't always have physical pictures of them. Your memories can still exist in your head, and your family will always be there to help you remember them as well. You can also reminisce together about the special memories you created, be they sweet or perhaps a little humiliating. But it's all in good fun when you laugh and reflect upon the times you spent together as one happy family. Not gonna lie, but the photo of all the Loud kids laughing and embracing each other in a group hug was the one thing I will remember the most about this episode. It was very sentimental and not as disturbing as Clyde trying to be any one of the Loud sisters. Now those are memories I'd rather forget ever happened. With that said, I give The Whole Picture a 5.5 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of The Whole Picture. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.